If I hit the snooze button, I never would have achieved the biggest goal of my life. Get up. Welcome to Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends.
You ever wonder if there's a link between hamsters, social media, and cars? No, it's not the plot of a new Pixar movie. We're talking about it this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends. Jimmy, let's get after it after that opener. Let's go. Welcome to Mornings in the Lab, where
when something negative comes up,
building muscle improves blood flow.
From squirting to squirreling.
Start small, build up, and expand from there.
Be entertained by fun over here.
How have I slept? Has my sleep been good? 7?
What doesn't come from breaking the rules, you guys? Good morning, good morning. Welcome back to another explosive edition of Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends, getting after it. What did you guys think of that opener today, the cold open? Uncle Keith was busy this weekend. We're talking about it today. This is your go-to live morning show filled with real talk, motivating content, and entertaining conversation designed to start your day right. We are a morning show for men, but everybody's welcome. That's a true story in itself. Partners, wives, women, everybody, you're all welcome to the... You guys from Gen X? You might find a place to hang out as well. Listen, consider us your daily accountability partner. We are first. We are free. We cost you nothing to get out of bed and help you guys hit those big, audacious goals. I want to invite you to hit the like button, subscribe, and drop us a comment along the way to keep this daily morning motivation show going. Remember, this is an R-rated experience, guys. So if there are kids around as the summer holidays are around, I invite you to walk them out or put the earphones in your ears or their ears. And whatever you do, don't hit that snooze button, guys. Even though it's the middle of July right now, hit that snooze button. You're going to be behind the guy who isn't. I'm telling you, I did not hit snooze all weekend. I'm ahead of all you mofos. We're talking about it today. What did I learn? Oh, baby. We learned a lot this weekend about how AI is going to be changing everything we're doing. I'm going to talk about it. Today's first hour, we got a wild ride in our morning loop segments. We dive deep into the bizarre trend of hamstering. Yes. Good morning, Bernard. We're talking hamstring this morning on the show. Yes, hamstring in cars. Oh, yes. Bernard, have you hamstered before? Haha. Then we're going to get inspired by Olympic coach turned executive mentor Steve Mellor, who unlocks the secrets behind elite performance on center stage. And guys, you hate working out? Well, we got the secret sauce to loving exercise in today's Mind Fuel. Yeah, that's right. AJ Zeglin joining us on the show here today. Plus, we're going to explore how to build your ultimate AI-powered morning routine in our deep dive. We're going to talk ideas, fantasies, and what we'd like to do if the world of AI comes around and does some crazy stuff with us. Stick around because hour 2 is loaded. Learn how to finally sleep like you're flying on first class. I've done a lot of international travel, and John has done a lot of international travel. As we head into the summer months, I thought I'd put a fun conversation on the table. How are you packing? We can help you pack for that international long flight class. Plus, we're going to sharpen some morning productivity with Dan Capello in the second hour, sharing his personal journey from burnout to breakthrough. And as always, we're going to close it out by celebrating the stories and the wins across Substack and LinkedIn right now over on the community corner. But right now, guys, listen, buckle up. It is time for the morning loop, or hamsters hype and horsepower collide.
Now that's out of the way. Why don't you join me in the conversation? Call us now, live at 431-300-3005, or send us a text or voicemail. Remember, this is a mature show. We swear. Holy fuck, do we have a long ways to go down. Let's go! The morning loop is coming up next!
Johnny Anderson. What's going on, Johnny Anderson? How are you, my brother?
Good morning, brother. How you doing?
I'm fantastic. My brain is full with a lot of new knowledge over the weekend. I'm eager to hang out with you guys and share some knowledge over the day. Good morning, Adam Holroyd. How are you today, Adam? What's going on, my brother? Yeah, I saw your ears pick up when the dude was talking there in the video there. I was thinking you might be kind of going, that's kind of cool shit. I'm thinking.
Was that because I was thinking, was that did you make your own voice say something with AI that you didn't actually say during that period?
Wow, great question, man. So I'll talk about it all show, man. So this weekend, my lovely bride was out at the lake with Brooke and some friends, and Uncle Keith got to work, man. Johnny, I got to tell you though, man, dude, I was so disciplined. I was at sleep Saturday, 8 o'clock, up normal time. Yesterday was Saturday morning. Sunday morning, I was up 3:40 like usual. Dude, I'm feeling like more than $1 million today, probably like $1 billion, maybe even $1 trillion today. True story. Oh yeah, I got a lot accomplished. I digitally cloned myself in 2 ways, and truthfully, I didn't talk to you this weekend because I wanted to prepare myself to talk to you because I needed to clone you too. Considering some of the things we're talking about off the show, but I do need 70 images of you. Yes, 70. We'll talk later, and I want to spend some time talking about cloning your voice. So I am 30 minutes into a 60-minute cloning session. I'm digitally cloning my complete voice, so I can do voiceovers and all that. I'm working on some fun shit behind the scenes, man.
Yeah.
You know what I love about it too, and you'll relate to this. When you were going through your journey and just training, and I like your analogy. You're like, yeah, put your head down, go to work. Put your head up. Oh, put your head down, go to work. And you find over time where you're getting ahead of your peers, right? I feel like it's happening over here too. So I'm excited. I'm excited to share stuff with you and so forth. So yeah.
Dude, I've been sleeping like, so you went back to sleep. I have been sleeping like a baby too. Holy shit.
Since last week.
I slept, was it Friday night?
Yeah.
I was sleeping so deep. I literally pissed the bed a little bit.
Oh yeah. There you go.
I mean, I was like, it was a spot about that big. I was like, thank God I was on my back. So I felt the warmth, it was just dribbling.
It was one of those moments where you're like, you were so relaxed, you thought you were at the urinal or at the toilet, and you let it release, and you're like, oh, wait a minute, I'm actually not.
It wasn't even a dream. I was just, I mean, God, I'm trying to think. It's been a handful. Normally you get these one nights to do it. I basically been using a peptide for sleep. And
yeah.
It has put me into. I mean, it's like have those nights where you can't remember anything.
Oh yes.
I've been stacking these things up, and it's like it's kind of weird because I'm gonna always sleep. I fall asleep well. But I think now, after experiencing what I've experienced, now I realize that I probably come back to the top and go back down a lot more than I realize.
Oh, yeah, it does make sense.
It's almost like being underwater in my mind.
Yes.
It's like, do you go down and stay real deep, or do you keep some nights? The nights where like you're excited or you have anxiety, you're just kind of at the top.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean. That's exactly what you mean. Good morning, Roofy. I hear. Good morning, Matt Roof. I see in the comments, brother. Johnny, upstate New York, just tons of water and flooding, I think, going on there. Roofy was talking about it this morning.
What's happening?
I know Matty's had some crazy weather up there in upstate New York there, so I know he's had a bunch of crazy weather, a bunch of water and so forth. And I know he launched the second week, Johnny. Roofy got after, man. Second week, second Monday in a row, kindness rising.
Well, dude, if he didn't, I would be like, what the hell is wrong with you? Jesus Christ. I mean, I love, and I think you would agree with me.
Yes.
Nobody's getting a fucking brownie button for something for 2 fucking weeks. Are you fucking kidding me? Put that into a year, 2 years, maybe 2 decades. Now you get your fucking badge of honor here.
Thank you very much, Mr. Anderson. Yeah, just so Maddie, we're just saying, man, we're just setting normalcy here. So, we're going to celebrate you for a couple days, and then it's just going to be like, John, it's going to be normal. It's just like putting on your teeth. Just putting on your teeth. Yeah, Matt, just like putting in your teeth. It's just
I brushed my teeth today. Can I please have some kudos?
Oh, I gotta make a couple funny comments. So, Lady Drew, I saw your comments over on LinkedIn this morning. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I incorrectly used the word there. Transgender, not transvestite. I thank you for the correction, and I'm stand to be corrected. Thank you for that.
I'm glad that too. I didn't know that either. So that's something that I learned.
Yes.
In this language, I guess the vocabulary would be a better way to put it.
100%. Yeah, exactly. So Lady Drew, I appreciate you. Thanks for correcting me on that. And Johnny,
it's like with me when someone calls me a big dipshit, I say no. Well, I'm a big dumbass. Get this straight, please.
You know what? I got to tell you something. So we signed off Friday's show. And Johnny, I got to tell you, man, you'll be proud because when people are talking smack, we're on the right track. And when people are commenting, that means they're listening. Well, on Friday's show, as we were walking out, I got a comment saying, you need to, Mr. something along, I'm paraphrasing, but when you have side jokes or jokes about stuff that go on the show that people don't understand, you got to give it context, because I called myself and Jimmy a little man because I am a little man. So somebody was commenting on the fact that I'm calling short people short and little man. Dude, I'm little. I don't mind being a little man. So if you're offended by me calling myself a little man, I think you should go listen to another show. John's a big man. I'm a little man. Barty's a big. Come on, people. Like, honest to God.
When somebody starts to tell you what you need to do,
I know.
Then clearly you got him. You know.
Hey. Speaking of got him, dude, I got something funny for you, man. That I can't wait to drop later on in the show. Coming up on the morning loop reset, we're kind of moving to the bottom of the hour here. But hamstering, Johnny, a quirky viral sex trend involving a car sunroof, inspired by the way that hamsters drink water. And I'll leave that for you there. Hamstering, sunroofs, drinking water. That's going to come up later on in the show. And John, we've got a guest coming up here today. If the guy can figure out his IKEA roadmap. What happens when an Olympic swim coach dives into the corporate world? Steve Mellor turning boardrooms into arenas at high performance.
I got a question for whenever I don't want to interrupt your rant there, but basically the question is this. I keep seeing these things. And it's happened. It's like, when I'm getting on I don't really scroll, but when I get on my social media, you go to your home button, something pops up, and I keep seeing these AI things, and I tend to want to watch AI because I'm trying to learn, right?
Yes.
And it seems like there's a lot, and granted, just because it's a lot of people saying stuff doesn't mean shit. That's why I'm asking you, because I trust your opinion.
Thank you.
Talking about how AI is developing so quickly. It's in even what's the guy from he's AI. What's the main guy? What's his name?
Who? Elon at X or Sam Altman? Sam.
There we go. Yeah, he had a quote like, by the end of this year, AI will be a better coder than any human on the planet by the end of this year.
100%. And I don't.
So on that level, that was kind of what got me thinking. So then these fucking people that keep popping up saying, hey, whatever the timeline in 12 months, 18 months, whatever they're saying, AI is going to be smarter than every human. They're saying smarter than every human. Once it does that, it's going to create some, in an hour or two, it's going to create some even higher yet version of itself. And then it's going to be uncontrollable. It'll pretty much do what it wants.
It's moving, man. It's moving quite fast. There's no question about it. And
the question is this. Yeah. Is there a fucking possibility we could be getting ready to relive the fucking original Terminator?
Oh, well, that's the fun part. Right, that's the speculation everybody gets curious about, right?
Well, then that's what I want. Your opinion. That's why I want. See, I'm asking you because your opinion. I feel like I can put some merit on these fuckers that are just talking. I don't know them. All they do is get me thinking.
So let me talk big picture with you. Okay, let's go big for a moment. Okay, just massive. It's 8:15 Eastern time with Keith and John here, morning to the lab with Keith and John, getting after it every single day. We got Steve Mellor hanging out patiently waiting for us. We're gonna bring him in after the accountability check-in. Johnny, I think it goes as simple as this, right? AI is can be used to make weapons I'm gonna make it super simple. AI can make weapons super smart and super intelligent and super deadly. If China has better AI than America has, or Canada has, or Russia has, then the world's kind of fucked. So to really simplify it, the race right now you're seeing in the world is we need critical minerals to create power, to create AI, to stay ahead. Because if you're playing chess, you're a country who has a defense system. I'm playing chess, I have a defense system. But my AI is smarter than your AI. Well, then I'm gonna take over your country. So yeah, to answer your question, is there Terminator kind of stuff potential? I would say 100%. Yeah, I'd say that the potential for that type of
is it really about what country gets it, or is it about this thing is going to whoop every country?
Well, both.
Because that's what the people are saying. That they're saying, look, everybody seems to think that whatever country gets it first is in a great shape. Well, what that country's going to stand is that fuck thing's going to turn on them, whip its ass, and whip everybody else's ass.
Ask yourself this: what state do you want to have to own the ultimate intelligence? Right. So yeah, to lean back to Terminator, right? I think you want your state, America, to own the ultimate intelligence, and then ideally have a quote unquote relationship with that intelligence, so you can ensure that intelligence doesn't kill your state. It's crazy conversation. You know what I'm getting at, right? Because it really is. Because if you own the smartest intelligence out there, hopefully you can control it so that it doesn't hurt you. Global coming in, AI is fake reality. Then you realize reality before today was fake too. Yes, global. And I'm this is what we talk about, the simulation and whether it's real or not real. And I can see the smoke coming under his head right now. And we're going to talk about it all week. And I can see him just thinking. And here's why I love Johnny. I was talking about you yesterday with somebody. John's a philosopher. To those of you that don't know, he went to school to study philosophy, which encourages critical thinking. Critical thinking is a skill we need tomorrow. True story, man. True story. Because you're not going to be smarter than the intelligence, but your ability to think, John, is the skill of tomorrow. Critical thinking is the skill we need for tomorrow. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love it. I love it. All right, y'all get Keith and John here. We got Steve Mellor joining us here in a quick second. Jimmy, let's go to the call to action. Let's get everybody involved in the show. If you want to join the show here, I invite you guys to join the conversation. 431-300-3005. You guys can join us with a live call. You guys can drop a voicemail or you can leave a text. 431-300-3005. That gets you into Mornings in Live with Keith and Fred. Keith and John are chopping it up on AI. I can see John's head just spinning. Is the Terminator going to take over the world? We're going to keep talking about it. Guys, I spent the weekend in a world of AI. I cloned myself digitally, both voice and physically, because of some great stuff happening. So working on that. Johnny?
Yeah, I mean, I guess to a certain extent with something like that happening, there's nothing that if it happens, it happens. There's nothing that we can really do as an individual that's going to stop this.
That's right. That's what we need. That's what we need Iron Man. That's why we need Robert Downey Jr. coming up. That's exactly it. All right, Jimmy, let's do the accountability check-in, and then we'll come back with Steve Mellor and get to our center stage. Let's get after it, Jimmy.
What heights can you reach today? Remember, big victories start small. Let's set clear intentions and hold each other accountable.
Just like navigating glaciers, it's about steady, deliberate steps. Check out the morning store, gear up, and step into your goals. Challenges are inevitable, but clarity of purpose gets you through. Let's lock in with today's accountability check-in.
Hey, we got Steve Mellor coming up in a minute. Right now, we're in the accountability check-in. Ready or not, the next 24 hours are coming. Yes. Oh, did you not think they were? I know a lot of you guys are waiting for one day. Someday, I'll just do it tomorrow. I'm telling you right now, the next 24 hours are an absolute. So if you're procrastinating right now, you got one of two choices. You can either do it or you can just fucking wait. I'm telling you though, you can't beat the next 24. You can't stop the clock. You can't hit the snooze on life. You can't buy a pause button forever. All you can do is work towards becoming the better version of yourself, or you're going to stay stuck spinning, maintaining yesterday's and today's status quo. Like really, do you want to be the same tomorrow you are today? Do you think Steve Mellor wants to be? Do you think John Anderson? No, we're getting up, getting after it so we can be better tomorrow than we are today. Because every day you get to choose. That's a true story. You can either choose those same shitty habits, those same broken routines, those same mediocre results, or you can do the hard shit. You can build a better routine. You can run or walk an extra 10 minutes today. You can design a life with extraordinary results. Because when you wake up every morning, you have to ask yourself this, or I invite you to ask yourself this. What do I really want today? What do I really want tomorrow? What do I really want that I absolutely know is happening in 24 hours from now? And what am I willing to do today, right now, this moment, to make it happen? Ask yourself as you get after this morning. With myself, John Anderson, Steve Mellor, producer Jimmy, and the gang at Mornings in the Lab with Keith and friends. Let's go, Jimmy.
Olympic coach Steve Mellor knows greatness, how to take elite athletes to gold. Now, he's bringing that to corporate leaders.
Ready to turn your boardroom into a podium? Center Stage is next, with Steve Mellor guiding us from Olympic pools to executive excellence.
What if the secret to breakthrough business performance isn't found in boardrooms, but poolside with Olympic champions? Most executives hit performance plateaus because they're using outdated leadership playbooks that ignore the mental game. They're stuck applying business school theories while their competitors are thinking like elite athletes. They develop systematic frameworks for personal transformation first. The same neurological pathways that create gold medalists can be rewired for executive excellence. When you apply proven athletic performance principles to your leadership challenges, you unlock levels of focus, resilience, and strategic thinking that separate champions from competitors. Stop settling for average results. Start thinking like a champion today.
Associate head coach at LSU, instrumental in coaching Brooks Curry to become LSU's first Olympic gold medalist in swimming. This morning, we are excited to introduce and welcome to the stage, Mornings Live with Keith and Friends, Steve Mellor.
Keith.
What's up, Steve?
What's happening, Keith? How are you, brother?
I'm fantastic, man. Are we living in a simulation reality? Or are we living in an AI world? Are we living in the Terminator world? What do you think, Steve Mellor, of our conversation before you walked into the lab? I could see you thinking about it, brother. I saw you thinking about it.
I'm constantly looking for ways to implement it within my world today, and you guys have got me scratching the very little hair that I have in my head, thinking, man, I need to get up to speed quicker than I'm trying right now. Like I'm doing it, I'm walking towards it, but it sounds like I need to be sprinting towards this stuff based on what you guys are saying.
Dude, you got to be running. You got to be running just like you're running all the way through your career. Dude, I'm very grateful to have you on the show here today, man. For one reason only, so that you can match my brother John's hairstyle today.
I didn't bring my collection of hats. Like I didn't realize I was going to be in this sort of level of hat competition. Like I have my collection downstairs, but man, you guys' hat game is absolutely on point. On point.
I love it, brother. Where are you joining me from today, Steve?
So I'm based out, as you just mentioned there in the intro. I used to work at LSU. And I'm still based down in the Bayou. I'm British born, Baton Rouge base is what I tell folks. And
that's awesome.
It's hot and sticky down here for this British skin right now, but it's still a great place to call home.
Despite his British roots, Mellor has become a staple in the American coaching scene, blending international perspectives into his methodology. Steve once transitioned from coaching swimmers to coaching executives, proving that high performance isn't confined to the pool. How did that work out for those executives, or how did it work out for you? Good morning, Marty. We're chicken, brother.
What's going on, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Marty, meet Steve. Steve, meet Marty.
Steve, how you doing, man?
How did the transition go, Steve, from training coaches to executives?
Well, it's fascinating, man, because the world that I operate in is that of high performance, but specifically human high performance. Here you guys are talking about artificial intelligence, and
yes.
I love how you guys sort of break this down for all of us in the sense of when it comes to how we are going to need to advance ourselves as humans moving forwards. We have to be strategic in mind. We have to be thinking in ways that few, if others, are thinking to separate ourselves from others. And Keith, that is how athletes have always thought. Athletes have always thought about, what do I need to do to separate myself from those around me? And if I can bring that into the corporate space, as I have done now with CEOs, with executive teams, with entrepreneurs, whatever it may be, that mindset shift is something that continues to lack within corporate America. And I've had so much fun just simply working with organizations to help them shift themselves mentally towards, hey, what does it mean for us to actually strive for excellence in anything and everything that we do, and how is that going to separate us therefore from everybody else within our respective industries?
Yeah, Steve Mellor joining us this morning on Mornings Live with Keith and Friends. Hey, Anderson, Steve did not bring his hat today. Maybe out of respect for Steve, you might want to remove your hat so you can show some dome too, brother.
I heard that piss turned into a dump, but I heard the whole thing.
Hey, Steve, kind of a curious question for you. Is the corporate executive of today, is it so obvious to him or her that to be elite, you have to train like an athlete? We call the business athlete. Or is that still outdated for a lot of high performers who still don't connect the dots, that to be successful in the boardroom, I'll be frank, you need to be successful in the gym first. And when I mean the gym, it doesn't mean lifting weights. I mean gym meaning relational, emotional, and physical, the three components, right? So is that still common sense, Steve, or is that still not so obvious for everyone?
I think it's the latter, man. I don't think it's obvious at all. Because for me, it's my differentiator. It's what separates me in my space compared to the other coaches that are out there. I put myself in a very small percentage of coaches, because when I introduce myself to folks, I explain to them, like, yes, I'm going to come in and shift your mindset. Yes, I'm going to come in and shift your culture. But you better believe that the person looking at you in the mirror every single morning, me, myself, and I, like that person right there is the person that's going to be under the microscope more than anything. And it's going to start with how you respect who you are, the human being that you show up as every single day. Are you investing in yourself? Truly, are you putting in the hours when nobody else is watching, not at your desk at work? Are you
Talking
doing
my
that
language,
work?
brother?
Yeah. Are you doing that work when nobody else is around? And that physical separation, when you invest in the physical side of self, that is when you start to see the mindset shift. That's when your culture starts. All these things start to happen. But if you don't respect the athlete that you are, that God put you on this planet to be, good luck. You are going to be behind from day one.
Brother, what I always say is that the most important work a man does is on himself. It's not your job. The work that's important is on you. It's that work that levels you up, because when you level up, your whole life levels up.
That's right.
Steve, Marty's a very successful Division I athlete, went through college and so forth. Now he's in business. And Marty, I got a question for you, brother. As you were going through your team sports, and then Steve coming back to you, I want to link this together. You hear often in business and in sports, "Oh yeah, we're a big family." until I don't need you as a member. "Oh yeah, you're gone. See ya." Like, families don't kick people out of the house. Families, unconditional love. Marty, and Steve, I'm going to come to you next. Marty, what do you think when a coach says to you, or I would say to you as a business leader, that we're one big family? Do you believe in that, Marty?
Yeah, absolutely. And if my microphone sounds funny, sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties over here. But it absolutely is real. When you're on the court or the field, you're going to war. It's us versus them. And if there's any conflict, like I've been on teams where we got in fights, guys were sleeping with each other's girlfriends and all types of stuff. Those teams did not do well. But the guys where if we got in fight in practice and we were best friends after, and we understand that it's competitive and we got to take that energy and put it towards the opponent, those are the guys that were successful. And it's the same in business.
I find this and Steve, before I come to you, I find this fascinating because I have an opinion on it as well. And if you look at the recent Stanley Cup champions, the Florida Panthers, one would argue they're a family, but one would argue maybe they're not a family. Mellor, I'm curious to know your opinion, because I look at your notes here and you don't believe that people should that teams shouldn't strive to be families. I'd like you to elaborate on that perspective, Steve.
Yeah, just to be clear, Marty, everything that you say, and I agree with completely. And I've been that coach at that level that has once looked at a group of athletes and said, we are a family. I've pitched recruits to come and join our team because we're a family. But the longer I've been out of sport and the more I've been in this corporate space, the more I've had to see it for what it really is. And we are talking about and describing high-performing teams. We are not describing families. And Marty, everything you just described there, brother, that is a high-performing team. Yes, there's going to be components from a relational and an emotional standpoint where we need to be in alignment to that of a family. But the family part of it at the highest of highest levels, when we use a term like family, we actually push away, we protect ourselves from actually having the kind of discussions that we need to have to hit true high performance. And so if we can put some of that family talk to one side and see ourselves as the high performing team that we truly not only are striving to be, but actually are, then we're going to become that. We're going to become that high performing team and all the different facets that come with that, which will include components of what it means to be a family as well.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, I'm looking at time here, and I know I had your books about 13 to 15. Can you stick around for another segment with us?
I got another 5 minutes for you guys. Absolutely.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's do that then. So here's what we'll do then. We're going to keep it going with Steve Mellor, and then we'll break for the C Marty Fit Tip. Hey, Steve, break down your growth acronym. So you have a framework called GROWTH, GROWTH.
Yeah.
How does that apply to both athletes and business leaders, Steve?
In every way, man, and I appreciate the question. So the growth acronym is very straightforward. You break it down into 6 different words. The G is the gap. The R is the resistance. I'm going to start with those 2. The gap is every single time when you're at a point in life where you say, where I am right now is not good enough, and where I want to get to is something in the distance. That is your gap. You are acknowledging it straight away. But 100 times almost out of 100, I feel like every time we acknowledge that gap, we immediately come up with the resistance. We come up with that doubt. We come up with that reason not to. I heard you guys talking about that before I came on, is that we're so good at identifying the one reason not to. We can have 25 reasons to do it.
Yeah.
But for some reason, we want to focus on the one reason not to. Folks, that is our resistance. That is the thing that is keeping you from taking that most important step, which is the first step. If you can take that first step, then you step into the O, which is that of ownership. You start to own the process. You start to own what it is that is required of you so that you can then start to do the big W, which is that of the work, and the right kind of work. Not just because you read something online, not just because you heard something from a friend. You're going to take that ownership of what's required to do the right kind of work so that you can eventually arrive at the T, which is that of the truth. We need to live in the truth, folks. If we're not living in our true reality, then good luck reaching that all-important H, which is the habit that will separate you, the habit that will define you. That habit is not something that you master just because you said, hey, I have a gap, and hey, I have a goal, I want to go after it, so I'm going to start to implement this habit. You have to do all of these steps in between to then refine the kind of habit that is going to serve you long-term, that habit that will separate you and actually allow you to bridge that gap that you set out at the beginning. That is why it worked for athletes. That is why it works for those leaders that I work with today. And that is why it can work for anybody that is willing to just simply work that growth process.
Get him, Johnny.
Yes.
You heard the H word. You heard the H word, Johnny. Go get him.
Yeah. I mean, just speaking my language, brother. I mean, I steal a quote from Don Shula. The step that stops most people is the first, and we build our lifestyle with habits, and I always say we live in this day, but I call it a loop. It's these 24-hour time slots, these time slots that we have. And when we create habits, we get to look at our time slots. Do we have more good or bad time slots, which are predicted by habits? And you can really you can just by looking at it that way, you can determine which direction your life is going. Is it going up or down? I break it down in the most simple format. So, brother, we talk the same exact language. We got the same exact hairdo, shit. We got all sorts of shit in common.
You got me beat. You got me beat on the biceps, though, brother. I'm trying to work on those things, but I ain't competing with yours.
Steve Mellor joining us all the way from LSU here, former associate coach at LSU, instrumental in coaching Brooks Curry to become the LSU's first Olympic coach. We're going to do some rapid fire with Steve before we walk him out of the lab here this morning. Jimmy will do rapid fire. We'll get Steve out of here, and we'll keep the show rocking and rolling here, brother. So here's how it's going to work. Steve.
Yeah.
What's one thing you can't start your day without?
Reflection in my Bible.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, there we go.
I think I got to have you back to explore that one. Which quote do you turn to when you need a boost?
Which what? Sorry.
What quote do you turn to when you need a boost?
Oh yeah. Man, I don't lean on many other people. I lean on myself, man. And for me, every time I lean on myself, I always say there is no better version of ourselves than our optimal self that is worth pursuing.
Yeah. You know what I like about that is that there's a great quote from the big old pop artist Lil Nas, who says, "Why worship others?" I'm sorry, what was it? Yeah, why worship others when you? No, I'll come back.
He fucks up the quotes, but he has a good intention.
I got the intention.
Thank you. Is there a skill or a hobby you have that might surprise people?
I am an absolutely legit chef. I can cook. I can cook with the best of them, and it drives my wife insane because I don't follow any recipes. God put me on this. I have a talent to cook, and I make it. I make whatever I want, whenever I want, and it always comes out pretty good. So, what's
a book that's had a significant impact on your coaching philosophy, Steve?
For me, it is it is right here in my. Where are you? Boom. Gap in the Game. Gap in the Game is a fantastic book, courtesy of Mr. Dan Sullivan, who is the guy behind the strategic coach. But it's all about everything I just alluded to there with the gap, is how we can actually shift our minds to see how much gains we make in our world, that we're pretty bad at actually acknowledging the growth we make more often than not.
I love it. And then finally, which song gets you energized before a big session or presentation? Mellor.
Well, I'm about to go to the Oasis reunion concert in London.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
And so there's this song called Acquiesce by Oasis,
yes.
which my 4-year-old son now has as his walkout song for his 6 and under baseball. So we pretty much intimidate the competition whenever my son walks out now, which is pretty badass.
Very nice.
And Steve, if you were to write a book titled Lessons from the Pool to the Boardroom with Steve Mellor, what would the first chapter be called, and why would you call it that?
It would be called Raise the Floor. It would be called Raise the Floor simply because we're so busy focusing on what our ceiling can be sometimes that it takes our mind and our attention away from creating the kind of habits that are actually going to allow us to get anywhere near that ceiling in the first place. So if we can raise the floor with our habits, then the ceiling becomes much more realistic to be able to reach.
Oh, I love your language, brother. And I remember the quote, why worship legends when you can become one, is what I tell myself every single day.
Right? There it is. There it is.
Steve Mellor joining us.
That rolled off the tongue much better than whatever you were saying the first time.
This morning on Mornings Live. Steve, how can folks find you, connect with you, engage with you, and potentially hire Steve Mellor?
Absolutely. Steve at Growth Ready. My business is Growth Ready. GrowthReady.com. You can learn everything you need to know about myself on there. One of the best ways to get familiar with me too is just to simply hop on wherever you listen to podcasts and search the Growth Ready podcast. We are now 7 years old, 275 episodes old. There's so much content on what it means to truly grow and invest in yourself as a human being. And so if you want to just connect, find me on Instagram at Coach Steve Mellor, or on LinkedIn as well. Just search my name, Steve Mellor. I'm everywhere, as you guys probably are too. So there's no excuse. If you want to connect, there's always a way.
I love it. Mellor, 275 episodes.
Real quick, assistant, please give my man here my telephone number.
I
like, brother, but we want to connect, but outside social media, there's just too much action going on there.
100%, John. Absolutely.
And don't play. And let me scold him before he makes a mistake. You need to do this with a little. You need to do this promptly, not in a week from now.
I will. Yes. So as you may not know, Steve, John's my boss. So I'll be sending you a text later this morning, Mellor, just to remind you that here's John's number so you guys can connect. That's
accountability. In my world, we call that accountability. I love it. I'm here for it.
That's right.
Anderson, so I like to tease my brothers with love here, but I was just going to say, so Mellor, congratulations on your 275 podcast episodes.
Yeah.
Dude, I do that in one fucking week. So good for you for 275, man. I do that in 1 week, man.
Hey, you guys have an energy to what you're doing that the world needs. So I appreciate the opportunity to be here with you, gentlemen, and honestly, just keep doing this phenomenal work. It's needed in this world.
I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate that a lot. You come back, hang out with us again sometime, okay? You bring that, you bring that dome. Come do some comparisons with Anderson. We'll get after with you. And you know, pal, I want to say one thing that I really appreciate you brought into the conversation. We didn't lean much into it, but I'm grateful you did. Your faith, and I love that, because we all need a spot to start, and we all look for things, and I'm grateful you shared that with us, and I'd like to have that conversation further with you at a different time.
Would love to. Let's make it happen.
Let's do it, Steve. All right, Jimmy, let's walk Steve out of the lab, and we'll get him back in the future. Steve Mellor joining us this morning.
Great to meet you, brother.
You too, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Go. Jimmy, let's go.
High performance isn't just about ambition. It's about thoughtful reflection and strategic rest.
Like today's deep dive into digital accountability partners, success combines reflection, strategy, and the right tools.
What if the difference between a mediocre day and an extraordinary one came down to the first 60 seconds after you wake up? Most men hit snooze 3 times, stumble through their morning routine, and wonder why they feel behind before the day even starts. The traditional alarm clock approach is sabotaging your potential. Recent breakthrough research reveals that disrupting your natural wake cycles doesn't just affect your morning, it cascades through your entire day, impacting decision-making, energy levels, and achievement capacity. But what if technology could become your ultimate accountability partner, transforming those crucial morning moments into your competitive advantage? Today, we're uncovering the science of morning mastery. Stay tuned.
It's live with Keith and Friends. Jimmy, I think Marty fell off the line. I'm not sure where Marty ended up.
I was going to say that you did. I don't remember us saying see you later. I was like, fuck, man, did I sleep that deep last night? Holy shit.
So I was wondering the same thing, going, am I in a dream? Marty was here. Marty was gone.
Dude, because today is one of those days where I'm like, Normally, when my alarm goes off, I'm like ready to wake up, dude. This deep slumber, I'm like fucking getting woke up on my alarm. I was like, I'm in a little bit of a different state, trying to get the gears turning since this.
I think he's listening because I just got a text from Marty, and he's like, my MacBook was something along the lines of, "I love you, Marty. I appreciate the comment, pal." We're both like, "Where'd it go?" That's good. We'll get that sorted out. Before we get into the deep dive conversation around weaving AI into our lives with our personal accountability partners, is going to free Johnny out a little bit. We started the conversation with negative terminators. I do want to get to the comments because I think, Johnny, the family business conversation cut a cord because people have an opinion on it, right? Whether when you work in a business, and I know you've never worked for somebody, but you've owned businesses before and you've been part of organizations with other human beings. So this idea of family or business strikes people. So I'm gonna head to the comments for a couple seconds here, John, and bring some comments up on the board here because we got Bernard coming in. I think the family side of it is the accountability and not give up on another components. And he says people misunderstand that family is actually a boundary too, which limits. And I agree with that. And I like the comment around boundaries because regardless if you're in a company or a family, we need boundaries. And sometimes, John, if you step outside of those boundaries in my family, I might kick you out of the family. We don't talk about that often, brother.
Well, the thing that I see with family is that there, of course there's unconditional love in family.
Yes.
Right? But at the same time, you have to exist or behave in a way that's going to keep you in that family circle.
Well, within the boundaries, correct?
If a family member keeps causing everybody else a bunch of trouble, okay, you can be loved, we'll love you, but you're going to have to be loved outside the circle because you keep coming inside and fucking up the circle.
Yes, exactly. So I find it quite interesting when folks confuse families and business. I know when I was running SCUC, we often referred to it as a family, but when you have to make tough decisions, unfortunately people get left out of the family. So there's not when Global comes in and says families lose their purpose and dissolve, there's something to be said from that, right? Groups need a purpose declared to be repeated throughout process. And that's often what businesses are teams, right? So when you're in a team, Johnny, right now, like you and I are on an unofficial team growing this together. We're kind of in a family together, growing this thing, right? So we have a purpose.
Bro, that's why we're clicking so well because we align so closely. Neither one of us is taking the other one off the track.
Yes. That's exactly right. And I think, and let's keep this track here because I think what happens though is that, we both appreciate each other's values, respect, and boundaries. That if you want to be in quote unquote our family, you got to play by our rules. You got to play by our boundaries, right? And if you step outside of those boundaries, maybe you can't be on our team. And maybe that's what it is, right? Maybe that's what it comes down to, right? So if you're building a championship team, and actually it's funny, as I'm talking aloud, Johnny, I'm thinking aloud to myself. I remember I hear a quote with the Florida Panthers. I'm a hockey guy, right? And they won the championship. And I remember I read somewhere where they had some new guys come into the dressing room, and the quote to the new guys was basically, "You either get on fucking board with us or get out. Like, here's our rules, here's our boundaries. You either play by how we do things or you're not invited." And I gotta think it's very similar to the locker room in the wrestling space, right? Like if I'm wrestling with you, you're saying to me, here's how it's done here. If it doesn't work this way, you're not really invited to come back.
Yeah. And just like family, hey, like the people that have not been able to pull all the way, like in this project, I don't love them any less. Just don't love them inside the circle.
Yeah, well, there you go. Hey, I didn't want to forget about this. I want to quickly talk about, just to digress quickly here. Sorry, my ADHD brain. Goldberg retirement match this weekend, brother.
No shit.
Yeah, in Atlanta. It was awesome. It was I would invite you. I should send you a clip. I just thought it was pretty cool. The way that Triple H and the gang, I would say elevated him and Johnny, he didn't just fucking mail it in. It wasn't one of those pussy matches where he looked for his partner and said, "We're gonna dance around." No, fuck. He legitimately lost. He put the other guy over. I thought it was really cool in his hometown. I thought about you a lot. Actually, I was watching Goldberg. I thought a lot about you because I can see kind of maybe just kind of the relatability. But I just appreciated that he went over the right way instead of the easy way. Does that make sense?
Of course, that's his personality. That's why he is who he is.
Yes,
you know, and you see, like he comes out with these big, it's a basic, looks like I guess you call it like an elbow protector, on each arm because his fucking elbows are like the thing. He's got these growths coming out the back of his arms. I mean, if you looked at him physically, this is a dude that you would not imagine bouncing around in the ring. Like if you caught him walking somewhere. Yeah, he's in pain walking around.
Crippled up, eh? Yeah, I got a lot of respect.
I'm going to say crippled up. I don't want to say he wouldn't.
My choice of words.
Yeah, because he wouldn't accept that. But he sees badges of honor. But what I'm getting at is that you're talking about him out there kicking ass, and he's doing it with stuff that most people would, they couldn't even imagine.
And dude, because I'm thinking he's about our age, eh? I'm thinking he's probably in his. Yeah, I'm thinking he's our age.
Just a little bit older.
Okay.
I don't remember how many years, but a few years older.
So to those of you that are wrestling fans or grew up the generation like myself and Johnny, I invite you guys to check out Saturday's main event here. You can find it on YouTube in the clips. Goldberg wrestles his final match, which is pretty damn cool here. So Jimmy, let's do the fit tip. Lifestyle tip with John Anderson, and then we're going to come back. I want to dig into some of the AI powered monitoring assistance. AJ is going to join us. We're going to lean into hamstring, and I got another conversation on the table as well for the last 14 minutes ago of this first hour. So Jimmy, let's do the lifestyle segment with John.
To achieve massive goals, build powerful daily habits. John Anderson's lifestyle tip is up next, helping you master consistency.
All right, let's look at this from a perspective of, we know that how you live your life on a day-to-day basis is going to determine how successful or how unsuccessful you truly are. Break that day down into a loop, as I call it. Break that loop down into 24 one-hour time slots. Look at your time slots. You got 8 of them roughly that you're sleeping. You got roughly 8 of them that you're working. What are the other time slots filled with? And are they serving you? Are they serving the ones you love? Break it down to the most simple format. You're probably going to find that you've got more time slots, 1-hour time slots that are filled with things that don't serve you, and you need to remove them. Then the next thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to actually implement some new habits. You need to remove the bad and implement the good. Now, here's where it gets challenging. Taking the first step to implement the new ones. Just remember, the step that stops most people is the first. And when you recognize this, it's easier to take that first step because you're going to ask yourself, do I want to be like everyone else? Or am I on this venture because I want something more? So when it comes down to taking that first step to create that new action, which is going to turn into a habit, ask yourself the question, do I want to be like everyone else? Because if I do, then just sit back down where you were and live the life you're living. But clearly you're here, you're listening, so you're looking for something more. So take that first step, get uncomfortable, realign your daily loop time slots, and change the rest of your life, because how you live your loop, how you live your day-to-day life will predict your future. This is what I'm all about. This is what I coach. And if you're looking for some sort of motivation, drop into my LinkedIn DMs, say, hey, and I will happily give you what I call the monster mindset, which is basically a mental handbook that will help you overcome some of these mental blocks that may be holding you back. Rock and roll.
Keith and friends, you got Keith and John here getting after it every single day. Johnny, you need a break, brother? You good?
Give me a break. Yeah, thank you. You remembered. Let's go,
I
baby.
remember. Jimmy, get Johnny off the screen here. We're going to keep the show rocking and rolling here. When Johnny comes back, we're going to have a conversation on AI-powered monitoring devices for our morning routines. Maybe we kicked the show off today wondering about the Terminator killing us. Maybe we want to use AI to help us be accountable. Maybe we want to use AI to help us not hit the snooze, but maybe we're going to move into a world where AI just weaves itself into everything we'll do. Let's talk about that in a number of minutes here. AJ Zeglin joining us in a few minutes as well. We're going to talk with AJ about hating working out. Here's the secret to loving exercise. I also got a conversation on hamstring. Guys, you guys know what hamstring is? You guys have been awesome in the comments here today, and I'm sorry that I got a confession. Actually, here we go. Here's my confession. You guys are so fucking good on the comments that I can't get to all of them all the time. That's a true story. So please continue the comments coming in, and I will get to them when I can, and I will engage them as I can. I love it because when I show up, you guys engage, and it becomes a great back and forth. Lady Drew, I see your comments there. Global, you're getting after it. I want to call it out because I just want to respond by saying I'm really trying. I'm really trying hard. And what I mean by that is when you say the production here is superior, variety of segments, topics, loving the energy. I'm trying, man, trying to produce a full-on TV show for you guys. Yep. True story. Using the tools around us, right? So that's our goal here is to create tomorrow's media company using a lot of these tools around us. And I'm really appreciative of you guys noticing the increased production value. A Global coming back with saying, my brother wanted a family gathering with everyone with a scorecard clipboard that the others would critique, and it would called therapy. Never happened, but interesting. Oh, Global. That is an interesting conversation. Dude, what's up with the brother, man? All right, sit down. Here's your scorecard. Here's where you made in life. Here's what you've accomplished. Here's what you haven't done. We're kicking out of the family. Global, I would love to learn about that conversation. That's fucking funny, man. Looking at the vertical stream here, we got Bernard so active. Hey, Bernard, how's your weekend, brother? How's the bees? And Bernard sent me an awesome design on the weekend. He was going back. He sent me some nice designs on Friday, some cool shit he's working on. Bernard, I really appreciate that so much. You're a cooking talent. Hey, Bernard, why don't you send some food my way out of Michigan? That would be awesome, man. What are you good at cooking? No, Bernard, stop saying it's trying. Stop saying I'm trying, please. Its creative effect is non-productive. It keeps you on pre. Oh, that's great. I appreciate that. Yeah. Well, listen, do we not like the idea of trying though? Isn't trying part of the journey in life, or is that just assumed? I would like your feedback on that. Right? Is that just the word, or is that just assumed in life? All right, guys. So listen, let's talk about AI and waking up in the morning with AI assistance. Johnny, I know you're a calculator, an abacus, a fax guy, but imagine a world where we live in a world where there is an AI that is part of our daily habits, helping us, not hit the snooze button, helping us, kind of that next level of technology that goes beyond what we do today. Do you imagine that for yourself, or do you imagine that for your girls? Or when you hear these kinds of conversations, do they freak you out as a 50-year-old man, or do you lean into it? And I'm being serious, not joking.
I think that's a great question, and there's so that, you can compare this AI topic to many other topics that are just so far out of what we as individuals can control.
Yes.
And there are so many people in the world, and it's by design, who run around and are focused on distractions that they have absolutely zero control over.
Yes.
And those people are very controllable.
I think AI would help. So I agree with you there. I think AI is going to help a lot of people that struggle with the one day, someday yet situations. I think it's going to help some percentage of folks get to that next level in life. And that encourages me. I think a certain percentage are going to be distracted by a bunch of noise. I think there's going to be a lot of people you and I are going to wake up one day like our parents who have the phones going, oh, look at the font being so big with these little AI tools around us. But I think it's inevitable that we're moving to a world where we're all carrying another personal device outside of the phone that is an AI that is learning and knows everything about you, John Anderson.
But so the question is it so per example, people that wear these fucking fitness pals, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Spend all this fucking time analyzing fucking data when they really need to be spending time analyzing what fucking habit they need to remove.
So that's fair. So I'll go. Let's play a game of tennis.
That makes
here.
sense. It's what I mean. You get distracted. And I'm not saying that the proper mind would say, okay, here's the data. Let's go change the habit. But that's not where most people are. They look at the data. Oh, I fucked up again. I'll try again tomorrow. So go into your try word,
Yeah. So, but I would say I'm that person. This is actually a great conversation because I'm that person. So I wear the watch. I like the data. But what I've learned though, brother, and actually I think I'm a great person to eloquently say this. I was the person that wanted to fucking know all the data, Johnny. But then I quickly realized that as I was searching for the answers that I wanted, hear it clearly, as I was searching for the answers that I wanted, the data wasn't lining up for me because I was searching for what I wanted. And then I realized that, it's actually not that complicated. I need to go to sleep. I need to eat whole foods. And I'm oversimplifying it, but I needed this and I needed the data to help me go into the direction. And I think some of us need that, Anderson. Some of us need that data to move us in a direction. To be reminded, to correct.
I mean, again, some people, 100%, but I think the majority of people, the ones that are getting distracted by the news, they're the ones that are going to be taken off track by the extra data.
Oh, there's no question it can distract people. There's no doubt. I know some folks that see the data and they get all fucking, hold on a second here. No, you didn't sleep for 7 hours last night. Can't you tell? But the data's no, you didn't sleep for 7 hours last night. So, and I have a good example of it where in the early days, I was tracking my sleep like a motherfucker. Now I know I got to go to bed at 8 o'clock. I got to be sleeping by 9 o'clock and I got to be up by 3:40. And when I do that, I feel great. No data is telling me that, but I needed this. So I'm being me. I needed this to get me in that direction. And I think that's what some people need.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. There are some people that are going to take the data and they're going to use it the way it should be. I think, unfortunately, most are not that people.
Yes, yeah. It's hard to argue with that. It's hard to argue that. So anyways, today's deep dive was about AI powered morning assistants. I think there's a future of them. I've been playing in my head around, how can we create something that might be a benefit to our community and weave it into the show of some sort. And here's the funny thing too that people aren't thinking about too. And I'll tell you something I was listening to on the weekend. If you guys are developing an app today, stop. Because they're not going to be used in the future. Apps are done, man. The app industry is done. Apps are gone. Why? Because all we're going to use is agents talking to agents. And to you guys that can't really kind of wrap your head around it, trust me. It's agents talking to agents. There's more traffic on the internet today, agents dealing with agents, than there are humans dealing with humans. But anyways, another topic for another day. True story. Shit. Yes.
So real quick, back to this whole thing where AI is going to be helpful for morning routines and whatnot. Give me an example of what you can see, what you think.
Because it's going to have so much awareness about us and what we're up to, I think it's going to help anticipate your intention and move you in a certain direction, right? And here's the thing: you still, as the human, are going to have to execute on it. So let's use sleeping and let's use our nighttime habits and our morning habits. My belief is that as AI is learning as much of our habits, it's just continuing to push us in better directions to make better decisions. At the end of the day, you as the human still decide what goes into your mouth. And at the end of the day, you as the human still decide what comes out of your mouth with your words. But I'm hopeful though, as you wake up in the morning, these devices are monitoring everything around you and anticipating you're going to get up. It's already responded to some emails for you. So you're not, or you're getting up and it's set up much of your day or doing things on your behalf. So for example, I'll give you a real life example. Right now I have AI that can schedule a guest, book a guest appointment, do all that stuff without even me touching it. So get up in the morning, it books you as the guest, sends you the repeat. So it does all the work that a human would do, which allows me to get to do something else.
So isn't that going to promote most humans to stay in bed?
No, I'm hopeful. Great question. That you can go do something else. So here's an example. I had AI doing stuff for our show today while I cut the grass yesterday.
I don't think you're in very good touch with the average man.
I know.
The average man doesn't know what he wants to do with his free time. He just wants to do nothing.
This is true.
You put 1,000 people in a line. You know, what do you want to do? Most people have no fucking clue what to say to that.
Yeah. Speaking of 1,000 people, Jimmy, I hear your comments. I agree with you, Jimmy. We'll put minefield off the side. We're going to get to the hamstring topic in a quick second. Speaking of 1,000 people, Johnny, I remember that Lily Phillips who slept with 1,000 men like in 24 hours. I read a clip this morning over my morning coffee. This is just ridiculous. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but I do want to laugh about it with you. So those 1,000 men, she had no showers or no baby wipe showers in between the 1,000 men. So it was Johnny in, Johnny out.
I would imagine. I mean, I don't know if she would have had the time.
But that's just fucking more gross. Johnny in, Johnny out, Keith in, Keith out, Jimmy in, Jimmy out, AJ in. Like, just like that is gross.
Brother. I mean, that's why you don't have me fucking bringing this shit up anymore. I shouldn't say anymore. I don't think I've ever brought it up. It's been brought into the conversation because it's wild conversation. But it's like,
I'll tell you what's wild. Have you ever had a sunroof in your cars?
Yeah.
So kids who have sunroofs in cars today might be driving around and hamstering. Jimmy, let's run the opener. Let's have a quick little fun conversation with Johnny about hamstring. Jimmy, let's get.
Why do millions of people watch viral relationship trends that most would never actually try? The pressure to keep up with social media's latest relationship challenges is creating more distance than closeness. Relationship psychologists have discovered that our fascination with viral trends reveals something deeper about modern intimacy. Research shows that couples who chase social validation often miss the fundamental building blocks of genuine connection and mutual satisfaction. When you understand the psychology behind viral trends, you can build stronger, more genuine connections. Today, we're diving deep into the science of authentic intimacy versus performative relationships. Let's build something real.
Mornings and Live with Keith and Friends is resetting hour 2 here. Hamstring is a recent viral trend in sexual position, Johnny, that involves 2 partners and a car with a sunroof. Specifically, one partner, typically with the penis.
I love it, dude. You keep me informed of the weird shit that's going on out there. I swear to God, this is like the news, but I'll be honest. I'm more interested in this news than the news on CBS.
Well, I got to tell you. So when I make the show, I think about you probably more than you think about me. I'm just saying.
That's because you're a little. Every crush has a little bit of imbalance, right?
Oh, nation! I like more than Johnny likes. So when I put these stories together, and I laugh with Jimmy, going, "Okay, this one's going to get a reaction to Anderson, or this one's not." It's because I'm always looking for funny things to just to have some fun with conversation, right? But listen, this one here, specifically one partner, typically with this. So nation, ears up. Everybody paying attention right now, ears up for what I'm going to say next. We're talking hamstering. So if you're driving down the highway today or this weekend on your summer holidays, be looking for cars with sunroofs. Specifically, one partner, typically with a penis, positions themselves on top of the car, exposing their genitals through the open sunroof.
Hold on. So you got to somehow get yourself up on the ceiling?
Yeah, so I'm looking through the sunroof, and my partner and my genitals are in the car, and the other partner remains inside the car and performs oral sex from below. So I'm like a hamster. So I'm out of the car.
Hold on. One more time. I'm still not connecting these dots.
Yeah. So my partner's in the vehicle.
Okay, where are you?
My body, my upper body, torso is out of the car.
Oh, so you're standing in the seat,
and I'm looking out of the car.
It's like when people are standing up in limousines driving down through downtown area. Okay.
Yes, and my partner is below giving me a blowjob while I'm looking out, and I'm the hamster.
This is nothing new. This is just a fucking name for it. Jesus Christ.
Nothing new. This is nothing new, according to John Anderson.
Yeah, but, I mean, this is just a new generation who are very, according to the statistics, who are not having much sex, which I thought they were having a ton of sex.
Listen, I got some advice for us later this week. I found some stats, John, and we know that men masturbate more than women. I found a solution for the low sex situation happening in the world. We're going to talk about it later this week. And I think I got the best solution for everybody. And I will talk about it.
It blew me away because, we're so much more liberated with sex, you know?
Nobody's having sex. Average people have sex once a week.
I mean, but the younger generations are more liberated with sex. Like our generation, it was like a really hush hush thing. You know,
Yes.
The younger generations, it's just it's a hookup.
Yes.
It's just I'm going to hook up tonight, and it's just okay. Who's looking to hook up? But there's just not many people hooking up.
It's true. You're absolutely right.
That's right. But the idea that it's so liberated and open, it's not happening. It just trips me out.
It is. Yeah, I agree. So hamstering, the name comes from the resemblance to how a hamster drinks water from a bottle sprout, head tilted up, drinking from above. So, hey, if you're looking for something new this week, gentlemen, maybe just ask your partner to do some hamstring with you. And Global comes back by saying Mile High Club now is the 60-mile-per-hour club. Oh, right, we got Dan Capello joining us on the show at the bottom. I forgot, Jimmy, we got a guest coming at the bottom of the hour of the show here, which is awesome. That's coming up at the bottom of the show here on Mornings Alive with Keith and Friends. Hey, Johnny, so I want to continue the show rock and rolling here into hour 2. To do that, I got something up here, which is, where is it? I forgot we were into hour 2 already. I'm just having so much fun with everybody here this morning. All right. So, brother, you've done a lot of international travel, have you not? You've done tons of international travel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have I. How do you enjoy packing for international travel?
Before I had a system, it was terrible.
Seriously, okay, like terrible, like just didn't fucking know if you were coming or going.
Well, because I'd be gone for weeks, and so if I didn't pack properly, it made my trip more challenging, more difficult.
Oh yeah. I get you. Well, listen, let's do this. Let's reset hour 2, Jimmy. I see you loud and clear. Let's reset hour 2, and then we're going to come back. We're going to talk about how to pack for international or global or long distance travel. I'm going to share some of my experiences. Johnny will share some of his, and we're going to keep some fun conversation on the table. So, Jimmy, let's reset, and then let's go rock and roll, brother.
Life gets foggy sometimes. Slow down, reset your focus, and gain clarity for what's ahead.
Breaking through the clouds reminds us clarity always follows challenge. Stay intentional.
Let's refocus now. The morning focus segment will help clear your path and boost your productivity.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you missed a hamster-filled adventure. First hour, we had elite performance insights from Steve Mellor and secrets to turning well, we didn't get the exercise one with AJ, but don't worry, hour 2 is here to turbocharge your morning. We're going to talk about packing for long-distance travel. And then we have Dan Capello joining us at the bottom of the hour. What else we got going on? Plus the community corner, getting into it at the 8:45 mark. But listen, guys, before we do that, let's talk about long-distance travel. Sleep like first class. Secrets to mastering sleep on long flights. Jimmy, let's run the clip and we'll have some chat with Johnny about long-distance travel. This morning on Mornings Alive with Keith and Friends.
Picture this. You're trapped at 35,000 feet, watching your seatmate sleep peacefully while you're wide awake, exhausted, and miserable. Most of us accept sleepless flights as inevitable torture, arriving at our destination drained and jet-lagged, believing there's nothing we can do about it. But breakthrough research in sleep medicine and aviation science reveals that everything we've been told about flight sleep is wrong, and there are proven strategies that work. Today, we're uncovering the evidence-based techniques that transform any flight into restful recovery time. You'll discover simple adjustments, from timing your hydration to strategic meal choices, that can literally trick your brain into thinking you're at home in bed, even from a cramped economy seat. Your next flight doesn't have to be an endurance test.
Travel and sleeping on airplanes. Johnny, as a big man, how did you sleep on airplanes when you're traveling, brother? I got to think it probably sucked for you.
It's all about planning. It's all about planning. You know, it's like,
yes,
I would get on. I mean, in many cases, I would use a sleeping pill, but I would get on there. I would, realize, okay, they're serving the meal, I'll base it out because that meal is going to wake you up, when you're trying to sleep. Right.
Yes,
so I'd eat what I could on the meal, whatever was available within what I was eating. As soon as I was done, I would take that sleeping pill. A lot of times I'd wake up when I was touching back down in San Francisco.
Oh yeah. So for me, one of the first things so you said something about the meal part. So I was very much I am very, very, very diligent on when it's time to sleep. And I tell the attendant I'm sleeping and I'm not eating. But for me, what I did, Johnny, was put on sleeping clothes. So I would always pack sleeping clothes. I'd go into the bathroom, put on my pajamas or sleeping clothes, something that I can just sprawl out, lay out, be comfortable in, so I could literally sleep on the plane.
Totally agree. I mean, I that's something that I get on the plane with that stuff.
Oh yeah. I know some folks get dressed to look good on a plane. I'm dressed for comfort. Like
I'm dressed for the job. The job is to get through that flight.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of eating as soon as I get on the plane, and then diligently sleeping. And then I'll say this too, man. I'm not sure how often. So I'm not or never have done private airplanes. When I have traveled for business, I would as much as I often would travel at the front of the bus in business class, or if I'm doing overseas, in the lay flats. And I think this is something that people don't, I think, associate value with. If you're going on a short trip overseas, the value of getting sleep on that first day is worth so much money. Huge. And I think often overlooked, Johnny. I know I took my family to Kenya. I flew everybody up in the front. Yes, it was expensive, but I'm going to say this, just say it up front. What we gained on time back with family when we landed was exceptional, because everybody slept on the way there. So by the time we got there, everybody was rested. There was no upset kids, upset humans, people who weren't sleeping and tired. So to me, that was one of the best decisions we made, was spending extra money on sleeping requirements on the airplane.
I mean, I've had a couple of those when I was in the early parts, when I was still figuring it out, dude. I had a couple of times where I didn't sleep for I should have slept. So basically I didn't. I was just like, I was just tweaked.
Yes.
You know?
Back when I was
playing, especially as like a competition, you're getting off a plane to a high pressure situation. And it's like, you got nothing left. Mentally, you are spent.
So back when I was having alcoholic beverages, I found myself a few times having beverages on the airplane and recognizing that it wasn't making me feel very good. So I stopped. And that to me was a game changer as well, eliminating alcoholic beverages on the airplane, because what I found myself doing, Johnny, is I was doing them because I was bored. I was like, I might as well have a drink. I'm just sitting here anyways. I'll fucking have a drink. And it didn't serve me anything good by any stretch. I know it's easy to do because you're kind of relaxed. We make lighter decisions, but it takes you out of your rhythm, man.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, in a situation like that, you're looking for entertainment.
Well, that's exactly what it is.
Usually, when something like that comes about, it's gonna help you right now, but it's gonna hurt you later.
Yes. Looking at the comments here, I see you, Piyush. Always love your conversation. This is the most amazing community. Piyush, what's shaking, brother? Haven't seen you on LinkedIn for a while here, but good to have you here in the comments this morning on Mornings in the Lab. This is the best community I've ever connected in. Love how you help guys in terms of encouragement, business, athleticism, and the things you guys share on how AI is impacting our lives. I appreciate you very much. Global, I appreciate you as well. And looking over here at the vertical comments here, what we got here, we got B-Drive coming in, man. And B-Drive, these kids think they invented everything. Stuck hamstring. No, that was something that's been around for a while. I guess just called something else along the way here, which I find
it's just renaming something is all it is.
That's it. I did see something from B-Drive, which I wanted to get to, which was about the bees. What'd you say here? Bees were a great. Lawnmower was fixed for one day. Oh, I'd be curious to know what happened with that lawnmower over there, Bernard. Maybe you and Maddie you guys should go and compare lawnmowers along the way. And Lady Drew, I'm glad you're here. I saw you had a meeting you had to go to, but you're going to that one a little bit later. Dan Capello joining us at the bottom of the hour for the Community Corner. You're on the Mornings Alive with Keith and John here, getting after it every single day, 8 o'clock Eastern time. And hey, to join the live conversation, you guys know the number. Jimmy has put the number up on the screen, 431-300-3005. John's assistant will answer the calls. So if you want to get a hold of Johnny, John's phone number is public. It's 431-300-3005. John's assistant, Keith Billis, will answer the calls on behalf of John Anderson, and we'll get you get your comments or feedback to John. So if you want to get a hold of John, please text him at 431-300-3005. Hey, I think AJ's on the Marty plan today. AJ must be lost. It is AJ's day today, isn't it? The fuck, man. Oh no, he was doing septic. No, was he doing stucco this weekend? Man, I think it was
stucco. What did you say? Septic?
I said septic. I knew it was.
I was going to say something tells me he wouldn't be doing septic work. Stucco, I can see him doing that.
Septic, stucco, all of that kind of crazy work. Hey, what do you got going on today, pal? What's going on in your world today?
Today's a non-training day. I've recommitted to training every other day because it's just works so much better for me. You know?
Oh,
I get better workouts.
Yeah.
Huh?
So you're doing that? Eh? You're true story. You're going to go to the every second day, are you?
Well, I did it as a test and it worked really well, but then I went 2 on 1 off, and it just didn't work as well.
Man, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know.
It's a challenge for sure. But I mean, it's not like I don't catch a morning sweat. But what I start to, it's almost like a different, that's part of it is I had to learn to change my mindset that, normally I wake up and look forward to kicking ass in my workout. Now I got to have something else that I'm ready to dive into and kick ass on. It's that thing where I'm ready to kick ass that I need.
Yeah, so I applaud you on that. So it's funny because when I hear you say that, I get all nervous. So what I mean by it for myself, because it's because I know that I need to chase that feeling. We talk about all the time, chase the feeling. And I know you're chasing a different feeling and you're finding how to make it feel good. But I get nervous when you think about it.
Well, and here's the thing, and I totally agree with you, brother.
Yeah.
But I get to that point where I'm beat down. And I've kind of lost it to a certain extent. It starts to rob my happiness, right?
Oh, okay.
And I'm not the person I want to be because it's beat me down physically. My mental state has come with it. So I start to, do I want to have what's easier or better for me to accept into my life?
Yeah. So Johnny Bernard comes in and says, and I don't even know a question. Bernard, good question. Maybe aerobic workout one day, lifting the opposite. Like, do you go for a walk on one day, or because I know you're always moving. So if you're not doing strength,
well, I always do every morning. I get that sweat. So, but we're talking about resistance training.
Yes. Yeah. So you're doing resistance every second, and then the other days you'll just do other activities. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
Awesome.
And it's crazy is the fact that it's like if someone said, look, you can do less and you can feel better and get more. It's just relearning the behavior pattern. It's like we're so stuck in the idea that we want to kick ass every day because we know that leads to a certain outcome.
Yes.
Well, now we got to really get down to that kicking ass every day is leading to an outcome that we're not favorable for anymore. It's not favorable. So we have to kind of realign with that whole, okay, let's create a different pattern that gives us that outcome we were looking for. You know what I mean? So we get stuck into the wanting that morning blitz, that morning feel good.
Yes.
Well, when that morning feel good is actually, taking away, we got to start, wait a minute. We need to react. We need to kind of reassess the situation.
Yeah. Global coming in with cow dung is traditionally used as a coating for mud houses, septic, stucco. Yes, Global. That's what AJ's up to today, which is exactly it. All right. So you're with Mornings Alive with Keith and John here, 8 o'clock right here Eastern time, YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. Hey, are you tired of blending into the background despite having real expertise? Well, today on Mornings Alive with Keith and friends, we're going to reveal 15 game-changing strategies to wrap up our conversation with Johnny to position yourself as the undeniable expert in your field. And it starts with the morning conversation. Jimmy, let's kick off this segment, brother.
Clarity achieved. Let's tackle the day with laser focus. Your goals are waiting.
Each step forward is progress. Up next, practical insights to sharpen your focus and make today extraordinary.
What if the difference between being overlooked and being the first person everyone thinks of isn't talent or experience, but a systematic approach most professionals completely ignore? You've got real expertise, but you're watching less qualified people get the recognition, opportunities, and premium pricing that should be yours. Harvard Business School research reveals that professionals who systematically position their authority using evidence-based personal branding strategies see 70% higher engagement rates and exponentially more high-quality opportunities than those who rely on hope. The Expert Authority Blueprint gives you 15 science-backed strategies to transform from another voice in the crowd to the undeniable go-to expert in your field. Start building unshakable professional credibility today.
Started blending into the background. This segment is for you. This one comes straight from the brains, the minds, the lives of Keith Billis and John Anderson. I got perhaps up to 15 game-changing strategies to position yourself as an undeniable expert in your field. And here's how I'm going to start it, guys. I woke up, sold my company in my 40s. I woke up in my early 50s, lost. I'm going, fuck, I need to think about reinventing myself and becoming something else. And I did that, just like Johnny has done it many times in his life. So I want to talk about this conversation with you guys about ways to get up, get after it, and build that personal brand that positions you as the expert. If you're tuning into the show right now in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, you've accomplished a lot of great shit in your life. And you're going, how do I unlock it? Well, first one, embrace yourself and your authenticity. Johnny, let's go through this quickly. Authenticity. You are one of the most authentic human beings I know. I don't know if we can talk about it much more than that, but let's
well, thank you, brother.
No, but I mean that because
I'll take that as a whopping compliment.
What? But you've encouraged me to continue being that even more so myself. But let's give something to somebody out there who's struggling to be authentic, even though it's an overused word. Johnny?
The first, I mean, when it comes down to it, you really, I guess if I had to give one piece of advice.
Yes.
As soon as you stop giving a shit about what people say, then you just become who you want to be, which is your authentic self. And the easiest, it's easier said than done. So here's the tip. So who are you listening to?
Yes.
Because statistically, almost 90% of people are unhappy with their lives. So these are the people that talk shit. And, you know, you trying to be you, being different, those 90% are going to talk shit. So don't listen to them. Listen to the other authentic people because they will cheer you on. So you got to just, what will help you not give a shit about what people think is categorize them. Okay, this person is saying X, Y, Z. Are they in the 90%? Are they in the club that I don't want to be a part of? Because if they're talking shit, then that's where the whole saying, if they're talking smack, you're on the right track. So when someone's talking shit, which club do they belong to? And as soon as you identify they're in the wrong club, I don't need to listen to them. It's much easier to keep moving forward, not giving a shit what people say, because the right club, they will cheer you on. They'll pick you up, dust you up, say, dude, you did a great job. Do it again. Try harder. I'll be there to dust you off when you fall the next time too.
And that's the club you're invited to every single day here at Mornings and Live with Keith and John,
Yes.
8 o'clock here. We encourage you to get up and get after it. And you know what? And if you fall down on one day, we're going to pick you up and help you get after it the next day. That's what being authentic is all about. And Johnny, I have one of the best compliments my daughter gave me last week. I have a sign in our mudroom. One of the last signs you see when you walk out of our house is a sign with about, 50, 60 silver fish. Within these 60 silver fish all swimming in one direction, there's one blue fish swimming the other direction. And the sign, the last thing you see when you leave my house is this: don't be like everyone else. Piper, my daughter, comes through last week. She says, Dad, I wake up every single day reminding myself not to be like the silver fish. She goes, I'm the blue fish.
I want to be the blue fish.
Exactly. And I love that. And that's about embracing authenticity. And Matt Roof comes in, and I love what Matt says is start a live show. Guys, if you want to be the one who's authentic, because as you'll see, most won't or can't do this. The best way to own a narrative, start a conversation. Number 2, define your unique value proposition. Johnny has one. I have one. This show has unique value proposition. So guys, you have one. Identify it, share it with the world, and get after it. Develop a signature framework or methodology. You know, I created the Business Athlete Manifesto that I share with folks. You want to get to know me? Check out my manifesto. Global talks about a manifesto. Johnny has his own manifesto. He talks about his framework, his systems. You know, Johnny, those things that, you know, specializing in a niche is a way we can do. Crafting a magnetic brand message. Johnny.
Yeah. I mean, it comes down to figuring out what works best for you. I told my kids, one of the challenges you're going to have is learning to manage yourself properly.
100%.
And, I need simplicity. I need guidelines. I'm good at following guidelines. I'm good at following simple direction. You get too much complexity around me, and I have challenge. In that challenge, it can be fixed with simplicity and guidelines. So I know me, and I surround myself what allows me to be a better me.
Yes, yeah. Global, should I design my own flag? Absolutely should design your own flag. Craft a magnetic brand message. And you can do that again, guys. And I'll not to make a sales pitch, but I'll make a sales pitch. Guys, we have slots open here on the Mornings in the Lab on the Business Athlete Performance Hub Network. If you are looking to create a strong online presence that shows up every single day to show your community you're a leader, I invite you. Come join Keith, John, and the gang like John Bannister has, Matthew Roof has. That will help you build that strong online presence. Share high-value content. Guys, Johnny's not here by accident. I'm not here by accident. It's a constant creating. And I say this too. If you're out there creating content as a hobby or you're just dabbling in it, I would invite you to stop and go spend time with your wife and your kids. Because there's people that are waking up professionally getting after, like Anderson and myself, every single day, that if you're not creating that high-value content, you're just wasting your time. Speaking at industry events, maybe even writing a book. John's written a book. I haven't because I can't. Now, because I've built a brand on not writing a book.
Well, I mean, is it really that specific? I mean, is the brand really that strongly against writing a book?
No, I'm just having jokes about the whole thing.
I was going to say, because I mean, realistically, there's an amazing book in your story.
Oh, I know. But you know what, pal? I'll be really truthful and frank and be very serious with you. So and I think you'll know this with what I say next, and you're going to go, aha, I see why. Johnny, if I write a book, I'm like every other author and everybody's written a book. If I do a daily morning show and find somebody to show up with me, I don't see a lot of best-selling authors doing a daily morning commitment. And I just hang my hat on being the blue fish brother. I just do, just like you do, right? So that's important to me. So I like to have fun with it, right? So collaborate with other experts, guys, on your journey to build your brand. Engage with media and PR. Continuously learning and adapting. I had a conversation with somebody yesterday who's like, "Hey, what should I tell my kids about the future?" I said 2 things: lean into philosophy and lean into communicating. That's it. They're like, programming? I know. I said, yes. The programming of the future is the English language. Humans. Programming of the future with AI is the English language. That's it. Think about this. The better you are at articulating your words, the better you are going to get the results out of the devices you're working with in the future. There's no more, it's not more complex than that. John asked me earlier on in the show, is coding dead? Yes, it's dead. It's being replaced by regular human language, right? So if Johnny can articulate what he wants the agent to make better than I can, he's going to get a better result. It's not much more complicated than that. So, and monitor and measure your brand growth, guys. But I think the most important thing is continuously learning, not be afraid to learn, especially as the guys leaning into the show in our 30s, 40s, and 50s. Guys, now's the time to keep learning. Now's the time to keep learning. So, Johnny, a lot of fun.
That's it. Time to keep learning. That's a great way to wrap up this show right there, brother. Holy shit.
It is a great, it's always a great way to keep learning, man. So,
yeah.
All right, pal, what do you got going on today? I'm going to get you out of here.
First thing, as soon as you cut me loose, is another dump. I'll tell you that.
Jimmy, let's get him out of here. Johnny, I love you, man. Have a good one. Go enjoy your bidet.
Have a good look, brother. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, we'll talk to you later. We're going to get Johnny Anderson out of here. Jimmy, before we bring in Dan Capello, we're going to reset here. The book Unwritten by Kay Billis. Oh, Global. That is a brilliant one. That's my book. Global, that's my book. Jimmy, that's it. And you know what is Global? It's going to be a front cover. It's going to say the book Unwritten, and then you're going to open up and there's nothing in it. There's going to be just nothing in it. But that's my book, The Book Unwritten by Kay Billis. I am all over Global's recommendation this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and friends. All right. Okay. We're at the bottom of the hour. We got Dan Capello joining us in a quick minute or two. Just going to reset here. Haha. I had fun today. Did you guys have fun today? Could you guys tell I had fun today? I think we did a pretty good job bringing the show together, Jimmy, too, man. Even with some of the changes on the fly here. Like, producer Jimmy, you're doing a fucking great job, man. Sorry for my language, but Jimmy, you're just on it today. Considering Jimmy couldn't get his shit sorted last week, we all didn't know where Jimmy was last Thursday or Friday. He was just kind of gone. Speaking of Friday, coming up this Friday, Free For All Friday, I'm hoping to have a big conversation around the culture of music. Yes, the culture of music and how it's changed. And I'm a huge music fan. We're going to have that conversation later on this week. All right. Yes, Keep Learning by the Handsome Chief. Is that the other book we're writing, Global? Hey, Global, do you want to be my ghostwriter? And hey, Global, I saw your comment on Friday. I saw your comment on Friday about inside jokes. I am a little man, Global. Just saying. Global, just saying. I am a little man. And Jimmy might be a little man as well. So I'm not out to diss the big man, the little man, or short jokes or weight jokes. Global, I think you know me well enough that my intentions always come from a very positive, fun, even if it's a hidden inside joke. All right, Jim, shall we do our community corner segment with Mr. Capello? Is that what we should do, Jimmy? Is that what we should do, Jimmy? All right, Jimmy, let's do it.
As we near the base, it's clear we never journey alone. Together is always better.
Let's pause, reconnect, and celebrate the strength of our community. Community Corner is next.
Picture this. A successful chef, surrounded by the chaos of a high-end kitchen, orders flying, steam rising, pressure mounting from every direction. Despite all his professional achievements, he feels fragmented, overwhelmed, trapped in a life that no longer fits who he's becoming. The reflection staring back from stainless steel surfaces shows a man disconnected from his true purpose. But transformation is possible. That same chef can evolve, break through barriers, and cross finish lines he never imagined. When you align your actions with your authentic self, you don't just change careers, you transform your entire existence. Today, discover how to move from overwhelmed to breakthrough, from fragmented to focused, from surviving to thriving.
AI Keith looks like a plant, like a fake Biden. Oh, Bernard, you're funny, man. Hey, what if I told you guys today's guest went from a 300-pound burned out chef to completing a Spartan race in his 50s? He's the guy below me. His name's Dan Capello. Stick around. We're going to talk transformation. As spicy as his culinary creations. What's going up, Dan Capello?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Fantastic. How are you today, brother?
I am living the dream, LTD.
I love it. Where are you joining me from today?
I'm actually on vacation in Gulf Shores, Alabama.
Nicely done. So, nation, Capello gets his ass out of bed on vacation to join the big show this morning. I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, man. I had to get the wife and child out of here. I was like, y'all go have breakfast.
Because this is an R-rated experience with Keith and John and the gang here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and John and everybody else here. 8 o'clock Eastern Time, LinkedIn, YouTube, and X. Dan's journey from a high-stress culinary career to becoming a purpose-driven leadership coach is nothing short of inspiring. Let's get into how he helps leaders realign with their core values, overcome burnout, and lead with clarity and purpose. Plus, let's uncover the surprising parallels between the kitchen and the boardroom. So, Danny, dude, you had a big transformation, man. What prompted the transformation for you to start with?
Man, there was that one moment. I went to my best friend's wedding, and we took pictures, and I was showing my wife, and I saw myself, and I was 300 pounds. I was like, holy shit, what happened? And I didn't recognize myself. It's like, how'd I end up like this?
Was it as simple as that? Like, seriously, like, I'm going to pause you. Was it literally as simple as that? You saw yourself and you're like, I don't feel good about myself.
Yeah, because I looked in the mirror every day, and you like your brain lies to you because it's like it's so slow, the progression, that you don't even see it.
Yes.
But when you see it, that third person where you're actually looking at a picture against other people, and you're like, holy, I mean, I'm 6'2" and 300 pounds. That's a big feller.
Yes. But Dan, so to my community, no, Uncle Keith here is a curious soul. That wasn't a surprise to you, though. There's moments you're getting up, you're putting your clothes on, you're feeling like the belt's getting a little tighter, and you're right. You know, you're kind of going, but you're still going, it's gonna fit. And then you go to that wedding or that event, and then whether it was that same day or the day after, you then saw the pictures. But I got to be thinking, Capello, that it wasn't just a boom moment. There was some, and I'm bringing it up because I always like to make this relatable to our audience. There's men right now that were in or are in your shoes that are waiting for one day or someday or the next day to start. What would you give that guy as encouragement to start right now, deliberately?
Yeah, I mean, it's you constantly, like you're like, my chef coats didn't fit, and I had to get bigger chef coats, and you know it's happening, but you avoid it. You avoid it. You hide from it. You hide from yourself, because the worst thing you could do is lie to yourself. And I was lying to myself for years. My job was a constant cycle of burnout. It's like holiday season, burnt out, recover. Spring restaurant season, recover. Summer pool season. And it was just a constant up and down. And you're in this cycle of burnout, and you think this is a badge of honor, and or you're the man, you have to do this. And it's like, no, you don't. This is like killing you. You know, you're going to die at the stove or at your desk or on the way home or in some silly place because you didn't take care of yourself.
So,
and it's the mental part that we don't take care of, that the body is actually registering. You know, you can look at a person and you can tell how they feel about themselves by looking about that. If they're hiding from themselves, they look like hell. They're 300 pounds.
You're not incorrect. No. So let me ask you this. Why do you believe that burnout is more of an existential issue rather than just a physical one?
Well, burnout's not physical. It's not. That's a symptom when you have because you're doing something that you don't want to do to an extreme. It's like you're mentally taxing yourself, and you think that you can't. You get to that. It's like you show up every day for work, and you're like, you get to a point you're like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? It's like killing me. But I keep showing up. It's because you're in that comfort of pain, which is an oxymoron. It's like you're comfortable in the pain because you're not comfortable in the unknown of going out and doing something different. You don't know the results yet. But it's like, it's like if you jump off the branch, you may fall. But what if you fly? And that's that part, that what if. And if you can't get to the what if, you're going to get stuck on that limb of life, and you're just going to you're going to hate, then you're looking forward to retirement.
I love that you said, what if? What if you can fly? Because often in my experience, and in my experience with dealing with humans, the common response is I can't, or I won't, or it's just not going to happen. I love when you encourage somebody to imagine, well, what if you could fly? Or what if you did fly? Oh. And I think that relates back to you, because when you looked in the mirror, you looked at the picture like, holy shit, I'm 300 pounds. You may have said to yourself, oh, I can't lose this, or I'm not going to do it. And then you did. So in many ways, you did fly, Dan Capello. How did that feel when you realized that you could fly?
Oh man, it's amazing.
Right.
It's going back to what you said, what if?
Yeah.
If you even go back to the book, Think and Grow Rich, and he talks about the affirmation. He goes, I am so happy and grateful now that, and you keep saying that over and over to yourself, and your brain hears it. You talk to yourself because you're the easiest person to convince, good and bad. So if you're talking positive in your life, you're speaking life into yourself, it's going to happen.
Yeah. We're having a conversation with Dan Capello, joining me this morning on Mornings in Live with Keith and Friends. We celebrated Dan on the Creator Spotlight a few weeks back here, and he's joined us today for the Community Corner to continue paying it forward. Dan, in your book, you outline 6 steps every leader must make. Can you highlight one that you believe is most critical, Dan?
Well, that first one, I think, really, because it's the first step of any journey, is the starting point. It's the most important, because if you don't take that first step, and that first step is believing and finding your values and your priorities and your purpose. Because if you don't have, you can have purpose.
Yes.
That's great. And you can have values, but if you're not tying together, it's like I used to say my value was my family. But if you looked at my calendar, I was a liar. Straight up. It's like, and so many professionals I meet, they say, oh yeah, my family is so important. It's like, but you're never home. You go on a vacation, you think that works, but it's not the vacation that works. It's the daily interactions of molding. It's, one of the biggest thing that I found was the way my wife acted. And she would be unhinged, or she would be upset with me, or she would be, and I'm always thinking, I can't stand this woman. But then you go back to it, and it's like, if you take ownership of it, then it's like, what am I doing to cause this problem? And then I found this big long list of crap I was doing. And it's like, when I started whittling that list away, my wife reacted in a different way to me.
Interesting. What am I doing wrong? And I'm really, I'm grateful for your choice of words, because you first of all said, something along the lines, I don't think I can stand this person. And then you realize that actually the person you were talking about was yourself, because the decisions you were making that was driving your wife nuts. Essentially, no?
Yeah, I created the problem.
Yes.
The asshole created the problem. Her pet name for me was Ass Hat.
So Dan, how did you learn to take ownership of that?
Well, it doesn't start right away. It's like you have to decide your values. And your value is not, a family is not a value. It's like being trustworthy is a value that you can apply to your family. Not being right is a value, because if you're always right, then you can't change anything. If you're decide that I'm not always right, and everybody has a perception and an opinion, it's, I used to not care about other people's opinion. Now I'm curious. What do they think? Not about me, but about themselves. What do they, you meet those people, they're like very bullyish or whatever. And it's like, instead of like, I was very, bullied a lot. So I became very confrontational up until this point. It wasn't until a few years back, but it's like, now I look at the person, it's like, damn, they're damaged. Where are they damaged? Where can I help them see themselves as that damaged person, which usually happens before we're 18. We have trauma. Mine was I had complex, I had sexual trauma, I had physical trauma, bullying, all this crap. But one of the worst and most insidious problems they have is rejection. Mm-hmm. We were never good enough for our parents. We were never good enough for a teacher. We were never good. We were never given enough. So we actually try to prove ourselves, and that's how a lot of leaders end up being very successful, because they're stuck in this identity trap of proving themselves, and the limit, the ceiling, keeps them from going further, because the way they act, what got them there won't get them any farther.
Would it be fair for me to assume, Dan, as you went through your journey in life, talking about you as a human, that food became your crutch and you woke up 300 pounds?
Well, that was my first coping mechanism.
That's what I mean.
My trauma happened when I was 6, my sexual trauma, and I couldn't tell anybody. I didn't know how. And so I became this disruptive child, and then, they call it ADHD now. It's like they didn't have that. You're a little shit. That's what it was back then. You're hyperactive, they called it. And, I got beat for it because I did crazy stuff trying to get attention, but nobody could figure it out because I couldn't put words to it. And so my first coping mechanism was food. And then I grew up in a Catholic family, so there's booze around all the time. So then it became alcohol.
Yeah.
And then it became drugs.
Yeah.
And it just got worse and worse, and almost ODing a couple of times. It's like trying to hide that pain that we talked about the comfort, the pain, and the comfort together is the coping mechanism allows the pain to be comfortable. And we drink, and we're an executive, and we're successful, and we drink because we can't put the two together. That the executive, Les Brown said it best. He says, you have to separate who you are from what you do. And when that hit me, I was like, holy shit, that's it. That's the key to it. Because we all tie ourselves up in who we are at work. Or, you know, my identity trap was I was a performer. I was only good unless I was producing. That's why it worked great for a chef. So if they criticized my food, they criticized me personally, which wasn't the case. But that's how I saw it. And so when I separated myself and said, the person's more important than the professional, because we all believe the professional is more important than the pertinent person, and it's not. We have to be ourselves first. It doesn't matter about the family. It doesn't matter about your friends. It doesn't matter about your job. It matters about you, because when you change everything around you.
Dan Capello, founder of The Deliberate Leader, author of The Deliberate Evolution, joining me this morning on the Community Corner on Mornings and Live with Keith and Friends. Bernard jumping in saying, that is a very profound statement, Dan. Thanks for that nugget. Bernard's one of our daily members, community members, one of the community leaders here in the lab, actually, who's always offering great insights. And of course, we have Kindness Rising's Matt Roof every single day, 7:30 Eastern time. Dan, I'd encourage you to connect with Matt. Matt's got a wonderful show. I think you guys have some great conversation. Matt got a show every single day, 7:30 Eastern time. Positive conversation to help you guys start your day before we lead into the Mornings and Live at 8 o'clock Eastern time with myself, John Anderson, C. Marty Fit. Global coming in with teasing my friend doesn't work. I get a lot of love back when I support others. And Global comes back and says, sharing is a basic desire of everyone. Sharing inside thoughts, food, ideas, and experiences. Dan, as a father today, I'm curious how you parent your child. How old is your child?
I have one that's 18 and one's 24.
Okay. Oh, so your kids are up there then in age.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How do you speak to your kids today about dad's journey and about the journey that they're on and some of the mistakes you made and how you encourage them not to make some of those same mistakes?
Well, one thing is I'm very honest with them. It's one of my top things is trustworthiness. I'm honest about the fuck ups.
Yeah. Good for you, brother. It's tough.
And it's like, instead of like giving when they talk to me, it used to be I would just give them my opinion, or now I'm like, I ask them and I tell them, it's like, is that really what you want to do? Is this how we're going to do this?
Yeah.
And then we go to the parts of it, of what you're doing. Like if you have a problem, it's like, let's don't look at the problem, because the problem is not the problem. The problem is how you see yourself. That creates the problem. And if we can look at that, then we can help the problem. And it becomes not a problem. It's decision making. And that decision making has to be based on that. There was a great story, and I won't get into it too long, but it was 1999. It was the British rowing team, and they kept losing. And they lost at the World Cup or whatever. And then that year, the captain, Ben Hunt Davis, said, we need to figure this out. And so they were competing against people. And so what they did is he came up with a question that makes your decision. And this is what we do with my program is we get a quick decision making, because most people make big decisions once a week. But if you make it, it's like, he said, will it make the boat go faster? That's it. That was the training for everything. So if we're going to go to the pub, will it make the boat go faster? Hell no. Well, we're going to do this leg workout. Oh yeah, because it's going to make the boat go faster. So what they worried about was making the boat go faster, not the competition. And when they showed up at the 2000 Sydney Olympics, they won. They beat the Australians, they beat the Americans. Mm-hmm. They weren't the biggest, the fastest, or whatever, but they competed against themselves. And when we compete against ourselves, we become better version every day. And when you iterate that many times every day, you become a better, different person that you want to be.
Love it. Hanging out with Dan Capello, transformed from a 300-pound burned out executive chef to a Spartan race finisher in his 50s. Part of the Community Corner here on Mornings and Live with Keith and Friends. Dan, we're going to do some quick hits with you, rapid fire. and then we're going to bring up that name that you put on the table for us to celebrate today. How's that sound, brother?
Awesome.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. Favorite kitchen utensil, Dan Capello.
Chef's knife.
Preferred leadership style.
Direct.
Love it.
Honest.
Go-to stress reliever.
Go-to stress reliever. Let's go for a walk now. Used to be alcohol.
Oh, good answer, brother. Congratulations for you on that one. I appreciate that comment. Favorite motivational quote.
It goes back to Les Brown. You gotta separate who you are from what you do.
Culinary guilty pleasure.
Foie gras.
Jimmy, he didn't even pause. I don't even think I was finished with the question and he had the answer coming out of his mouth.
Oh, man, if you do it just right.
In a year from now, Dan Capello's journey back to a 350-pound man through his love through foie gras.
I don't have being able to say no. Year, man.
I'm just joking, brother. Leadership pet peeve, Dan.
When somebody has to be right, they can't shut up. They keep talking.
Oh, I like that, man. You know what I love about that comment is I've learned in my journey, especially in the last number of years, that I don't really need to be right. I just want the results. I actually don't care who's right. I just want results. Right? So whoever's right, good. You guys get the trophy for being right. But the results are actually what matter. So right or wrong is they're these words that are on the shoulders. The results are in the middle. That's what we want, isn't it, Dan?
Perception.
Perception. Exactly. If your younger self could witness your current journey, what aspect of your transformation do you think would surprise that person most?
Being nice to everyone.
Oh, Dan, being nice, the power of uncommon kindness. That's our friend Matthew Roof. Isn't it crazy how kindness is so easy, yet so difficult for so many?
Oh, yeah, especially if you're a trauma survivor or rejection overcomer. You don't give anybody an inch. You're like, you draw the line, and it's like, that's it.
Oh, man. Jesus. Yeah. There you go. All right. Well, listen, Jimmy, we're going to do this. Community Corner. You ever look around and wonder how you ended up with all the right boxes checked, but something still fills off? You've got the title, the money, even the keys to building, but every morning it gets harder to remember why you started. Then you see someone walk away from everything, not because they failed, but because success wasn't enough anymore. This is the guy who rose from car lot rookie to owning a dealership, led teams, and closed $500 million in sales. This guy's built leaders, not just numbers. He's traded comfort for calling. Nation, I'm going to invite you this morning on behalf of Dan Capello, myself, Keith Billis, to meet Eric Metch, head coach at the Purpose Company. He helps high performers find meaning behind the morning routine, lead with purpose, and make work matter again. Now, Eric's the real deal for men's conversations and live morning accountability. I invite you to follow him if you're ready to build a legacy, not just a resume. And Dan Capello, we celebrated you. Why are you nominating and celebrating our guest? I'm sorry, our creator spotlight this morning, Eric Metch.
Eric is awesome, man. He's a great guy. I met him in the Purpose Company, and he became the head coach, and he's just so giving. He doesn't. It's not about him. It's about building other people, building leaders, and he has so much energy at the live events. If you go to any of the Purpose Company live events, he's like on fire. He's the cheerleader linebacker.
Nice.
He is the man, and he's helped me so much. We're on weekly calls, and I try to get on when I can, but he always has the honest truth. He calls you out, which most people don't. He calls you out to your face. It's like, but you're not doing this. Why? And you're just like, oh shit. But the accountability level and the honesty and the enthusiasm, he wants you to succeed.
Eric, Dan nominated you. And Eric, I'd love to have you on the show so we can get to know you, and you can call out me and Johnny and the people in our world that need to be called out. Because Eric, I love what you stand for, man. I love that accountability and the message that you stand for. So on behalf of myself and the team here, Eric, we'd love to have you on the show. We'd love to take the light we gave to Dan and pass it over to you so we can continue playing this segment forward, we call the Community Corner, the Creator Spotlight, right here on Mornings and Live with Keith and John here every single day, 8 o'clock Eastern time, LinkedIn, YouTube, and X. Dan, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you nominating Eric with us today.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. I had a great time.
Closing words, closing comments. How can folks connect with you, find you, engage with you? The Deliberate Leader. Get your book, 6 Stops Every Leader Must Make and Step into Life Success. Dan, here's your time to sell yourself, brother.
Yeah. You know, my platform that I go on, I try to do many platforms, but I'm on LinkedIn. Follow me on LinkedIn. Message me. And I created the identity trap tool decoder. And then that way you can find out, you can see these traps in front of you and actually change, because you'll recognize them and find me there. That's the best way to get a hold of me. And I create programs to help you make better decisions.
Dan helps you create programs to make better decisions. Dan Capello joining me this morning on the Community Corner as part of our Creator Spotlight right here on Mornings Live with Keith and John. Dan, I appreciate you, brother. Did you have fun today?
Yeah, it was awesome, man. Appreciate you having me.
I appreciate you joining us, and I appreciate everything that you're doing. I appreciate the leadership that you're showing. And most importantly, I want to congratulate you for the decisions you've made in your life to turn things around, man. And, you shared a little bit of your journey with me. I'm sorry for some of those moments in your journey, but I have nothing but love for you and where you're at in your life now. And I'm excited to continue following you in the feeds and getting to know you, my friend.
Aw, my heart grew 2 sizes.
All right, Dan Capello, I appreciate you, man. We'll see you in the feeds, okay?
Appreciate you, man.
Take care, brother. All right, Dan Capello's out of here. We're going to keep the show rocking and rolling here. If you never share what you're learning or feeling, are you even in the conversation, or are you just talking about it in the mirror? Is that the thing we're talking about? Well, listen, it's time for the Community Corner, where we connect LinkedIn and Substack right here on Mornings in the Lab. Baby, 8 o'clock right here, Eastern time. YouTube, LinkedIn, X, get after it. I always like dancing. I need to fucking dance. So if you guys like when I dance, I don't care. I'm dancing. I'm just dancing. I'm doing like the dad dance. Just hopping around like a puppet. Hey, Jimmy, there's the word puppet. Yeah, I like that fucking word puppet. What if I told you that the fastest way to boost your personal development, your learning, even your confidence as a man, was just to post about it? That's what Logan Thornello believes. Yeah, he built something, share it. Learn something, share it. Read something, yep, you gotta share it. Don't hide your growth. Post it, talk about it, own it, get after it. Because the best way to reinforce what you learn is by sharing it. Do you agree with Logan? Drop your opinion in the comments. Do you agree to share? Global. It takes courage to be kind. It takes courage to share, as Logan does. All right. Jimmy, there's a sound effect. Whoa, what's that sound effect of? Oh, yeah, there you go. Are you betting on you or someone else? Why is it that so many men will grind for decades building someone else's dream? Yeah, but freeze up when it's time to go in on their own. Jimmy, you know what, man? I fucking ask this question. I wanted this all the time. I'm putting 80 hours in for that dude over there. I'm putting 100 hours into that dude over there, or that woman. Maybe you want to do it yourself. Or maybe you don't because it's fear. Or maybe it's lack of self-belief. You heard Capello. What if you could fly? Don't just assume that you can't. Trust me, because you maybe could. Or maybe we've just gotten too comfortable waiting for permission. It's okay, Keith. You can now go fly. No. Mr. Wayne over on Substack dropped a short but thought-provoking note. People don't have the patience to spend 3 years building their own business, but they'll work for someone else for 40. Oh! Did you hear that? People don't have the patience to spend 3 years building their own business, but they'll work for someone else for 40. There's a fucking mic drop. There's a lesson in there for every man or woman trying to escape the stuck zone. Yeah, just go do it one day. There is power in betting on yourself. So ask yourself, are you giving your best energy to your goals? Or are you maintaining that guy's goals? Ask Ask yourself, whose journey are you on? Yours or theirs? It's a great question. No one cares. No one cares. Yet. And that's your superpower. This one's for the content creators out there. Jordan Newman on LinkedIn dropped the reminder that nobody cares about your content at first. Respect and credibility are earned every single day. It's why we do it here on the Mornings in the Lab. Every single day we get up, get after it, earning your respect, earning your credibility by showing up every dingle day. Every dingle day. And let me interject with some Uncle Keith wisdom too. If your plan is to dabble every other day, just fucking don't. Don't. Because I'm going after it every single day. And you're competing with me. And so is John. And so is Marty. So if you're just a dabbler, it's not, listen guys, it's not the early days of Instagram where we just dabble and post a picture of our family. No. Here's Jordan's 3-part checklist to help you along the way. Be clear, create urgency, and establish credibility. Done. Period. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Otherwise, you're just another stranger in the scroll, not worth pausing for. So gentlemen, if you want to lead the conversation, if you want to own the narrative, show up like clockwork and put in the work, period. And hey, I got an idea for you. Why don't you start a show on our network? Why don't you come talk to myself or Matt Roof? Did I say Matt Roof? Yeah. The host of Kindness Rising, 7:30 Eastern time, right before Mornings in the Lab on the big old Bapple network. Yeah, Matt is getting after it. Matt's like, I want to build my personal brand. I want to have a narrative. I want to own narrative. I want to start the conversation. I'm like, yeah. He's like, so I'm going to start a show. I'm like, yes. Maybe that's you. Maybe you're tired of working for that guy or that girl for 50 years, but you're going, fuck, I don't know where to start, Keith. I don't know where to start, Matt. I don't know how to build my own brand. Well, I know where. Right here on Mornings in the Lab on our platform. That'll help you get after it. You know what? We might even catch you if you fall. And you know what we're going to do? We might even prop you up when you win. But it all starts with getting up and getting it after it every single day. So, if you want to lead the conversation, if you want to own the narrative, don't wait for one day. Don't wait for someday. You heard how we started the show. Some day's coming, next day's coming, next year's coming. Get up, get after it, and get after it now. That's what we invite you to do. All right, you ever read a comment online that just gets under your skin? Or maybe something I said? Maybe. Amy Floyd had that moment. She got criticized. She felt defensive and almost fired back, but then caught herself, and here's the lesson. It's easy to react when someone questions your effort or your character. But the real challenge isn't what people say about you, it's how you respond when the pressure's on. And Amy reminds us that most people on social media don't see your whole journey. They see a snapshot and sometimes, most times, probably always get it wrong. The smart move isn't to justify or clap back. It's to pause, breathe, and choose your response and just fucking move on. That's the reality of putting yourself out there, and the real strength is how you handle it. All right. That's it. That's it, fellas. Uncle Keith's bladder is getting after it. I know, Jimmy, I got one more to do. I get it. So what's your move after hearing after this? I know, Jimmy. I know. We're going to go to the Creator Spotlight over on Substack. Yeah. I want to dance around here, doing the old P dance. True story. Jimmy, you got a video for this one? Why don't you do the video for this one? I'll go run over here and we'll do that. Let's run the video for our Creator Spotlight. Let's do it right now.
What if the secret to breakthrough success isn't a flash of genius, but something far more ordinary and far more powerful? You know the frustration. Great ideas that never see completion. Projects that start strong but fade into forgotten folders. The endless cycle of motivation that burns bright, then dies out, leaving you exactly where you started. Research shows that consistency, not inspiration, creates lasting transformation. Benjamin Razik proved this by publishing weekly for 10 months straight, transforming from an inconsistent procrastinator into a disciplined hyperachiever who now helps thousands escape creative inconsistency. It's showing up weekly, building momentum through small, persistent actions that compound over time. Stop waiting for motivation. Start building your consistency today.
That was pretty good, Jimmy. That was pretty fast. Wow. Benjamin Razik knows what it's like to feel stuck, staring down a blank page full of ideas, but fighting himself to follow through. Yeah. He's lived the chaos of creative highs and the crush that comes after. Instead of hiding it, Benjamin owns it. That's his edge. He built Achievar, not to look impressive, but to help people like him finally keep the promise to themselves. He's not some productivity guru. He's the guy who got tired of simply talking about potential without living it. He's the guy who decided to show up every single week, no matter what. So if you're sick of the stop and start cycle, Benjamin's living proof. The real win isn't being perfect. It's refusing to disappear. And Ben, here's how it works. We'd love to have you on the show. Yes, man. Love to have you here. To get to know you, to celebrate you, and give you the creative spotlight, to shine it further into somebody's world, on Substack, on LinkedIn, somewhere on the internet, so we can celebrate somebody in your world as part of a future community corner. This camera here I'm looking for. On Mornings in Alive with Keith and John, every single day, 8 o'clock Eastern time. All right. Woo. Got to find my buttons here. There we go. Okay. So, it's after the second hour, which means we got to wrap this baby up, Jimmy. We got to wrap it up. How do I know? Because Lola came looking for me. She's like, Dad, I got to go for a poo. Or Johnny would say, I got to go for a dump. So I got to get out of here so I can take Lola outside. We're back tomorrow. Jimmy, who do we got tomorrow? I think we are guest list tomorrow. Let's see what the comments here, guys. Will Survive started a channel being a homeless feral house builder. He met a girl and is changing everything and wants to honest with followers. Beautiful strength to change. That's awesome, Global. I appreciate that. All right, guys. Well, listen, what a fun show here today. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed delivering it. You know where to find us. Right here, 8 o'clock Eastern time. YouTube, LinkedIn, X, Substack. What do we call it? We call it Mornings in Alive with Keith and Friends. Maybe in the future, we're going to call it Mornings Alive with Keith and John. You guys hear me having some fun with that. But there's the sound that you used to start the show, but it's the sound I'm using to end the show. So Global, Lady Drew, Matt Roof, guys, 7:30 Eastern time tomorrow. I'd invite you to get up a little earlier, join Maddie on the show. Let's give all the support we can. Subscribe to the Kindness Rising channel. And then after you're done with Matt, I invite you to stick around for Mornings in Alive with Keith and John, 8 o'clock Eastern time, right after Matt's show. Matt will get you warmed up. Matt will get you warmed up, get some positive energy inside of you. He'll get you thinking positive. He'll get you thinking kindness. And then we're going to tear it all down come 8 o'clock. But on behalf of the gang. Oh, Melissa, thanks. Oh, I guess I didn't. Oh, yeah, it's Benny Amin. Jimmy, I guess I got to redo the whole segment. So if you're sick in the startup cycle, Benny Amin's, I guess my eyes didn't work on that one. Benny Amin's living proof. Thanks, Melissa, for that one. So Benny Amin, not Benjamin, would love to have you on the show. And hey, it's actually even better now because I fucking messed up your whole name. So if I go back to this whole thing, it's Benjamin Razek. Yeah, Benjamin, not Benjamin. Benjamin Razek knows what it's like to feel stuck. There you go, Melissa. I kind of fixed up the segment. Benjamin, damn it. Hey, I'm just a human. I make mistakes. Would love to have you on the show. So you can correct me that your name is not Benjamin and it's Benjamin. I hope I'm even saying that right, Melissa. Hey, I'm pretty good at backpedaling, don't you think? Guys, I'm out of here. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 8 o'clock right here. Myself and Johnny and the gang. Have a good one today, guys. I appreciate every single one of you. Lady Drew, Bernard, I appreciate you, man. Take care. Good time. Holroyd, the crew. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Global, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Come back. Subscribe. Bye. See ya.
We've climbed high, faced challenges, and traveled far. What an unforgettable journey we've shared today.
Base camp in sight. Pause and take pride in the goals you've reached, the steps you've taken, and the obstacles you've overcome.
Welcome home. Whether it's summiting mountains or conquering your daily challenges, every great journey leads back to those who matter most.